All right, guys, so today I'm here with my buddy Jim. He's decided to do a video with me. We've been talking about doing this video. Guys, 4 or 5 months we've been talking about doing this video. And we just haven't been able to sync our schedules. And you know, finally we get a chance to do that. So I'm in downtown Dowling. We're sitting outside Jim and Shine's beautiful home. And you're probably going to hear some background noise, and that's okay. We'll talk loud, and we'll get through this interview. So glad you guys was able to join us today. So Jim, we're finally here.
Finally, great.
It's been a while. So just real quickly, just introduce yourself.
My name's Jim. We don't need to know last names or anything, but yeah, just 50. What am I? 57 now, and moved out to the Philippines right around 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years, yeah.
So, yeah.
57, so same age as me. So we're the same age.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we met quite a while back. Actually, you were a viewer of mine, and you reached out through Facebook Messenger.
Absolutely.
And you came up and visited the house at the very early stages.
Yeah, when the dust was flying and the bricks are flowing. And,
hey, the dust is still flying, just so you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember sitting with you, and you were asking a lot of questions about build a new home on property, so buy a piece of property and build a home, or should I buy an existing house and remodel? I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, I wanted, you know, me, I always like to have tons of options.
Yeah.
Either way.
And I remember you asked a lot of questions.
I do. I'm very thorough. I'm very thorough because, you know, it's money.
It's a lot of money. That's a good point, your retirement dollars. And I've said it many times, nobody looks out for your retirement dollars better than yourself. So, for sure. So let's go to the beginning. Where are you originally from?
I'm actually originally born in Ohio, believe it or not.
Okay.
And then about 35 years ago, I moved to California. Have some cousins and stuff out there, and just started working and building myself up in California. A little bit more of an opportunity. So I had cousins and stuff out there, so it kind of made my transition a little bit easier. But I think that was probably like when I was 21 years old.
So most of your adult life was in California?
Oh yeah, most of it, yes, for sure.
Okay. So what did you do there?
I was a machinist for a while, and then all kinds of stuff. I helped build car engines, I did restaurant work, I did whatever I had to do to get going, and then one day that I got kind of laid off from a machine shop, and I says, you know, what could I possibly do to work for myself and, you know, keep things going. So I built a small little business and ran it for like 30 years and sold it. And,
wow. And
then I said, let's do this. Let's get out of here.
Now, just knowing you, you said that, and I've known this for a while, that you was watching the Philippines, or you were interested in the Philippines for a long time.
Yeah, I had like 3 on my radar. It was Vietnam, Philippines, and then maybe like Thailand.
Okay.
And so I spent 2 weeks in Vietnam, and then I flew right over to Thailand. Took a whole month off, and checked out both of them.
Okay.
And then about 2 years after that, I flew to Vietnam and stayed there like 18 months. Then COVID hit, and that kind of messed things all up. So I was able to get out of Vietnam, come back to California, do a few things there, and came to the Philippines. So I still kept chugging along.
So why did you choose the Philippines over those other countries?
The English speaking.
Yeah.
You know, after being in Vietnam, after a while, the language just kind of wears on you.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, for sure. All right, so you bought this house, and you also met the love of your life.
Right.
So talk a little bit about that. How did you meet your significant other?
Well, we met Shine first. You know, it was an online thing, and she was playing hard to get, but I finally wrapped her in.
And just so you guys know, Shine and Wilma are just over this way,
yeah.
and they're laughing at us right now. So if you hear giggling, it's Wilma and Shine.
But no, we always joke around. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
So her and I are always joking around. But yeah, so we met there, and then, you know, I've always been like an investor. I'm kind of like a unique person. I always want to invest because, you know, everything I've had I've built from the ground up. So if something happened, I'd be on the streets or something. So I was always like, always investing in stuff. And then for me to come to the Philippines, I was sitting there paying rent, paying electric, doing all that other stuff, and then trying to argue with somebody about replacing a toilet or a shower or this or that.
Great points.
You know, I like to be comfortable. So, you know, one thing led to another. I says, well, let's just mess around. Let's go see Greg and Wilma and see what the bill's like. And then we also have a few other friends, and I started looking at pre-existing, because I've done remodels before. I don't do the work. I just kind of like the general contractor type thing that kind of tells everybody the way I want it and keeps an eye on everything. So, so we just decided to pull a trigger.
Okay. So you decided to buy an existing house right here in Darwin.
Right.
And when you bought the house, did you know right away that you were going to do a remodel?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was like, yeah. I mean, the pool wasn't here. This patio wasn't here. All new appliances. We took down walls. Yeah. Because for some reason, I can see things in my mind how it's supposed to look.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh yeah, we got to get started. It took 8 months.
Okay. And guys, let me tell you, I stopped by throughout the build, and what a beautiful job. I mean, it took 8 months.
Right.
So that's obviously a significant amount of time. But what a great job it is. The house is just absolutely gorgeous. And like I said, I'll show a couple photos throughout this interview. So why did you decide to buy an existing house as compared to like what we did? Wilma and I, we bought a piece of property and built the house. Why did you go that route?
Well, there was a couple things that I was thinking about, and then, of course, I would talk it over with Shine and stuff, but location.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 4 minutes away, walking distance with to the water. Not like I go to the beach or go in the water, but I know it's there.
Right.
I like to be in town where all the restaurants, the pizzerias, and the bars, and go have a microbrew somewhere, that kind of stuff.
Makes a lot of sense.
I mean, we've been here. What has it been? It's been a year since we bought, but we've been here, what, 8 months or 6 months or whatever. And we haven't even hit half the places here already.
Right. Yeah, sure.
But, and location, because, from what I understand, this is like good land values. Yeah. I don't know, the square meter price kind of goes up when you get on this side of the highway, I guess, is what everybody's telling me. So
yeah, ocean side.
Yeah, so I'm always like thinking blue chip property. If I ever have to get out of it and sell it, I should be able to go pretty quick.
Okay.
So that was my thinking. And then, and I had visioned the pool and this outdoor patio, which we spent 90% of our time out here. So, I mean, it was all location. I mean, it might have been a fresh build if we didn't find this one.
Okay. So it just kind of fell in your lap.
Yeah, it kind of fell from, a friend of a friend, and we closed in 3 days as I saw it.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay. Now, did you know how long it was available before you bought it? Oh wow!
So you got a friend of a friend. Yeah.
Okay.
Not a handshake deal, but pretty close.
All right. Good. Yeah. And so let's get into kind of a more challenging topic.
Sure.
You had some challenges. You had 2 contractors on the job.
Right.
So you had the original contractor. So when you bought the home, I would assume you talked to some contractors and you picked one.
Yeah, I got on the expat website that they have on Facebook, and I reached out to several people, and this particular lady was referred to us, and a few other ones referred. So I interviewed them. We kind of felt really good about the first one, but then as things got going, there was like, they were digging and lumber was flying and nails were, doing all that kind of stuff, and I still didn't have any blueprints, so I thought, that's okay because of the demo. They're demoing. I still don't have any prints yet of how things are going to look. We can get that done while we're demoing, so we save some time. But it never came in fruition that the drawings are going to be there. Or I got pictures of what it's going to look like, but I didn't get a drawing of where the walls are going to be or whatever. So I started to see light at the end of the tunnel.
So you started to feel a little funny.
Yeah, because I wanted top of the line work. That was the same top of the line work, and she had no idea what she was doing.
Okay.
Top of line,
So it was a disappointment.
Yeah. I mean, they did some of the heavy stuff, and the guys that she had was good. It's just on her end. It's just too much for her. Okay. I'm very particular.
Okay. And then you parted ways.
We parted ways. Well, she actually just finally left the job because she kept asking for more and more money, and I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, guys.
I'm trying to figure out. Where's my value that I have right now? So. So she was saying she was out. But it is what it is. So yeah. So my lawyer referred me over to somebody here local, and he came over and said he would take the job on. It took him like 2 days just to clean up the crap.
So you're taking legal action?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there was. There was some legal action, but yeah, somewhere in the future we might.
Okay. Okay. So guys, that is an important thing to, I think, talk about for a minute. You're watching this interview, more than likely, you're here in the Philippines now, or you're thinking about moving to the Philippines. And you may want to be a 10%er, like Jim and I, in a committed relationship, thinking about either buying property and building a home, or like Jim did, bought an existing home and remodel it. So you need a contractor. And like we said in the beginning of the video, no one's going to look out for your retirement dollars more than yourself.
Right.
So, Jim did his due diligence and looked at a couple contractors and started the remodel, and he didn't like what was happening and had to part ways. So, that's a lesson for everyone. You got to use caution. You hear that word all the time, and I think it cannot be overused on any YouTube video. You have to use a lot of caution. So let's talk about, if you were not here, if you didn't have boots on the ground, if you weren't here watching the build, say, like a lot of the viewers here say, well, I'm going to buy a house and remodel it, but I'm going to be in the UK for 5 more years. Canada, United States, Australia, and I'm going to watch my home built from afar, and I will have friends or family members keep an eye on the build. You wouldn't recommend that, right?
No, because from what I saw is that the workers are great, and they're doing the best job they can, but there's no guidance on the first contractor. There was no guidance. 15, 20 minutes, they were here, blah, 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 and they took off for the day. Well, I asked who was the supervisor. She said she was, so there was really no supervisor on here. So it's like the blind leading the blind to a point.
Okay.
So,
so no leadership.
No, there was nothing there. And then I go around, like, where are the hot water pipes? And they're not used to hot water pipes. See, in American, I want hot water pipes ran throughout the whole house, so we have it on everyone. So they're going ahead and cement over. I'm like, they forgot the pipes. They're just not thinking about stuff. So now I got to go back, and it's just a little. That was one of the examples or whatever. But kind of like what you guys have said. I mean, yeah. I mean, I would never do it if I wasn't here.
Okay. So there you have it, guys. You heard it again. You really need to look out for yourself, to rely on others. It may work out for you, but it may not. You guys know what I did. Out of 184 days of build, I was on site 181 days. And the only 3 days I missed is because I was over at Critter Hunter getting scuba certified. See the t-shirt? So, a big commitment, and you had that big commitment as well.
Right, we were here every day, and then I finally went home and I said, I have to be there every day. I have to go back to work, because I was under the impression that I could hire somebody and they would handle it all. It was like a chaotic mess, because they were tripping over themselves to a certain point. So I finally just said I have to be there every day. So I just started making my lunch box and going every day.
So it was like being back to work.
Yeah, it was. It was. I don't have any regrets on it, because this angle or that piece of tile or this faucet or whatever. But a lot of things. If I can interject a little bit, it's just I like kind of what Greg and Woman had said before. Don't give out a lot of money up front, guys. I see a lot of that happening here.
Yeah.
The contractors want 30%. I would divide that by 8. If you can do it, because they don't need 30% to buy bricks and move dirt and all that other kind of stuff.
That's the cheap part of the bill.
Right. And then if a contractor says, "Oh, we're going to buy the faucets and the toilets and everything," you just go shop for us. Don't do that, because they end up putting it in their name, and then they walk off the job, and they can keep your appliances and your toilets and your faucets and all that stuff. So,
and you gave the money over,
thinking
right?
that,
and then they walk off with your refrigerator,
right? Because they put the refrigerator. We went and looked at stuff, and then she put it in her name.
Oh, okay.
So if at the end of the job, I can't get it because it's in her name. So just don't wrap any appliances or any of that stuff. Go get it yourself.
Yeah, that's a great point. You definitely got to be on your game and make sure that you're paying attention to the dollars. And great point about the money up front. We've had just a few people just recently said that the contractor asked for 50% down.
Oh, no way.
No way.
No way.
So, Jim said, break it up into 8 parts, because it was an 8-month build. That's exactly what we did, and that's what you should try to do.
I was actually talking about 8 breaking up that first one 8. There's no reason why somebody needs
Yeah.
$30,000 to start the project.
Absolutely.
In my mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, what we did was we looked at the contracted rate and then asked the contractor how long it was going to take. Now we're talking about building the Philippines. And then what we did, and longtime viewers are going to know, what we did was I went to the contractor and said, okay, total cost of the build divided by the number of months you say it's going to take. Now the contractor said 6 months. So I divided the entire contracted by 6. And whatever that figure was my first payment.
Right.
And then what I did, guys, and I mentioned this a couple of times, but I want to reiterate it. When we got 3 or 4 months into the build, and I think you'll remember this, when we got 3 or 4 months into the build, it looked like the build was going to go a little bit further. So I had a meeting with the contractor. He said, yes, I think it's going to go 7 months. So what I did was I added an extra month to that formula, which obviously put the monthly bill to the contractor. It lowered it because instead of dividing by the 6, we divided by 7, and I gave him a lesser amount.
Right.
And he was okay with it. And the fact that the contractor was okay with that meant that he was doing things the right way. There's no need to have 33% down.
No, in my mind, because, I see people, they got rebar and dirt moved, and 3 months later they want another payment. I don't really see much there. You got labor, and labor's part of it, but it's not like, a big chunk of it. So and if you can pull that off, divide the whole project. I mean, the first payment, just so you can see how things are going, but, you put a large amount down and they have it, there's no recourse on it.
If they walk, they take the money.
Right.
And then, the court systems is a gamble for foreigners at best.
You'll get a court hearing, but it may be 2 years from now or something like that, so that's just the way I would do it again. I mean, we're always looking for stuff, we're looking for a deal, and we could do it again. Now that I've been through this, I feel more comfortable, getting the right contractor or whatever. And the second contractor was great because he just did weekly.
Okay.
No big large sums, I just paid him by the week.
Okay.
And another thing too, if you don't mind, but a lot of guys, when you do this, start doing your own subcontracting. Do the windows yourself. Go to the local window guy and get a quote. The glass for the showers. Get a local glass guy to do that. Blah 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 blah. Kitchen cabinets. That saves you a lot of money because you don't have to pay that 30% of the contractor price on it too. So there's a valuable piece of information that I found while I was doing it. Got my own welder. Got this. Got that.
So you got really involved in the back half of the build.
Right.
Really
that saved me some money on the bottom end.
Yeah, sure.
And then it was the way I wanted because quality wise.
Yeah.
Don't go in and when they say I'm going to take care of it all. It isn't like that here. So. And if they tell you 6, that means 8 or 9 months. Which is fine.
That's
materials, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Now, not all of you are going to want to be your own general contractor. Jim felt comfortable with that. A lot of you want to hire a contractor to handle all that. Kind of similar to like what we did. My contractor got his own cabinet guy that we talked to, and we liked the cabinet, so we went with him. So our contractor didn't build the cabinets. He did third party that out. Same with the windows. I think you use J Marketing as well, right?
Yeah,
we use J Marketing. So the contractor reached out to J Marketing. They came, did all the measurements, and then they come in and installed it. Now, my contractor paid for that. That was part of the contract. But you're right. You want to have tile guys do the tiling, window guys do the windows. You don't want guys that are mixing cement to be putting your windows in the house.
Right, and then, when you're doing your contract, really take some time on it. Don't be in a rush because we find out that, some contractors, like the previous contractor bought some supplies and then the next contractor wanted 18% on top of that, and I've already paid for that. So there was an issue there. But he says read the contract, and the contract states anything that he does. So I've already paid the 18% to have it installed, but I don't want to pay twice on it.
Sure.
It's just like that kind of stuff to where, and then, you just got to be careful. You got to just make sure that the contract, take your time. I think as much time on the contract as you do designing the place, because every little loophole that they'll figure it out.
Yeah. So again, the bottom line is use caution and be careful and talk to as many people as you can. Network like we did. Come around like Jim said. He came up to our house and bounced a bunch of questions off of us, and he went around to other people. We did the same thing. my contractor, took me to 2 of his home builds, so I had an opportunity to talk to the homeowner. You know, use caution and choose wisely, and then there's a little bit of luck involved, right? I mean, always with everything, you could do your due diligence and think that you're doing everything correctly, and things can still go wrong. So I think that's important to know as well.
Right. I love exactly what you said. Everything's exactly right. You know, and we also on the first contractor, we wanted to go see some work that they've done. Now I know they've done some work around town, but we never got there.
Red flag.
Red flag.
That's a red flag, guys, for sure. So now that the build is over, you're happy?
Yeah, we're real happy. We're still kind of messing around with this or that, or you know, hanging pictures and cabinets, a couple cabinets here or there, but we're almost done. We're almost done. Yeah.
Remember our solar job at our house, Building the Philippines, and I said that I was going to do him some due diligence and get his name out there. We're already at 5 solar installs, counting ours, plus 4. One of the 4 is Jim.
Mine, yep. Was I number right after you, right?
Yeah, you were number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were number 2. So there you go. Networking. We're able to get our solar installer down here to talk to Jim, and he is now dealing with.
My neighbor got it too.
Yeah,
same guy.
So that's number 6.
Guys, he's really good. Really, you know, he talks. He's really conscious. So that's, and again, that's a subcontractor. You don't wrap that into your contractor, but yeah, we love ours. I mean, tomorrow I hear there's another brownout, so you know, I won't. No
more brownouts with solar, so that's a beautiful thing. So with your neighbor, then that's 6. Yeah. We got him 6 solar builds, so that's awesome. And I will tell you, and you may not know this, I would say at least a minimum of 15, maybe more, maybe up to 20, right, Wilma? About 20, 15 to 20 more people in this area that is interested in using our solar guy. So you know, we're real happy to refer him to get him more business.
And we're using for little electrical projects. Might not be cheaper than the other guy, but I know it's done correctly.
It's going to be done correctly.
He's going to hang a couple ceiling fans for me and some little cameras here or there, and it's great. I can just call him, and he doesn't give me any flack. And he's hungry.
Yeah,
he's hungry.
Yeah, and he's also getting into some AC cleaning, right? Air conditioning cleaning.
Yeah, diversification. Yeah. You know, sometimes I can't keep my mouth shut about business or whatever, so I kind of sat him down, and you know, all of a sudden he's getting shirts and
T-shirts.
He's diversifying now. You know, I think he's always done the air conditioning, but you know, advertising. Nobody here has business cards. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. They're 250 pesos for 100 of them. I think you get buy 50, get the 50 free or something. Right. So he finally got those, and then he sent them to me asking, and I said, dude, I can barely read the number. You know, so he had to make the numbers bigger and stuff. So it's great. Yeah, I love him.
So if you're interested in getting solar and you're in this area, now he will travel, but you're going to have to pay his travel expenses, which is so minimal. So I know that there's someone in Cebu, I think 2 in Bohol and 1 in Bacolod, which is actually on this island. It's just 5 hours away. And I spoke to the contractor. He said absolutely he would travel, but for he and his 3 or 4 guys, you would have to pay the travel expenses to your location, which is very minimal. So if you're going to save thousands of dollars, the fact that he's coming in with you know, good bids, not the foreigner price, and you got to pay a few hundred for travel, you're still making out. So if you are interested and you're here in the Philippines and you want to have solar installed on your house, just reach out to me. You can just send me a private message, Building the Philippines, and I will send you all his contact information. He's a young guy, just starting out. He's done now 6 with your neighbor, 6 local installs, and you know, everyone's happy, right? Your neighbor's happy? Yeah,
everybody's happy. He had a 100 peso bill the other month, and I had, what did I have, 82?
82 peso bill?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's nothing.
Now nothing, yeah.
We can't even get a bill from him.
Yeah, that's great. All right, guys, so hey, I appreciate it. So what's in your future?
I don't know. We've been kind of looking at some rentals, maybe, you know, another little rental thing. Maybe somebody looking to dump it, or maybe an expat's ready to fly out and they want to sell or something. But
okay, and have
that
some
could be
rental
project. Or if I don't do anything, that's even better. But
yeah,
I just kind of want to start relaxing and kind of seeing that we're going to have the house christening or whatever she wants to do soon. As soon as I get
blessing.
The blessing or whatever.
Yeah.
I got to get a few more things done around here, and so that's on our list. And then you know, a year from now I got to go do the turnaround, so maybe I'll go to Vietnam. for a week or so, then
Okay.
come back on the tourist visa.
Okay.
What else?
And just relaxing.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
That's the beauty of it. You know, we've been on the go, Wilma and I, for 2 years, and you know, we've been getting lazier and lazier. Right, Wilma?
Yes.
We're getting lazier and lazier, and we're enjoying it for sure. So, all right, Jim. Well, we finally did it. We finally did the interview.
Yeah, finally.
It's been months. I mean, he's been after me, guys. It has to be 4 or 5 months, at least.
Yeah, or vice versa. Then
Yeah.
something on our end or something on your
we
end.
just couldn't get together. So I'm glad we were able to do it.
10% or so. Does that mean I get a free shirt?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, 10% a shirt, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I appreciate it. Hope you like the video. Hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.